Welcome back to my channel again. I feel like I'm only recording, which I kind of have been the last couple of days, but I'm trying to make great content for you guys. What I'm doing, I'm gonna re-wet most of my hair down, and then I'm gonna use this Aveda damage remedy in my hair because I am super, well, it's not so damaged anymore. I've cut off a lot of the damage. You don't have to have a midi haircut to do a wet set. I just like the way it holds a bit better. And you don't need a lot of any hair care product, like a dime size amount. Especially stuff like that's Aveda. Also use my Olaplex number 6. It's a smoother. I might actually throw some of that in there too. I do have several leave-ins in my hair. The Matrix Break Fix and the Neurology 21 spray. So this stuff is incredible if you're worried about the money, blah, 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 whatever. This is amazing. I'm actually going to spray a little bit more in my hair. You can work this stuff through with just your hands, a comb, a pick. Never like a brush, not even a wet brush I wouldn't use. Got all of that worked in. Now I'm gonna comb it through a bit. I also have to be super careful on this side because I got a pretty pink extension put in my hair for breast cancer awareness. My salon is doing pink hair extensions for donating to cancer research. So that's super cool. I am a licensed cosmetologist, but I buy my foam rollers from Sally's and the dollar store because they're just as good as the ones you can get at a supply house, if a supply house actually has them, which for whatever reason, I can never find them at my supply houses. I have a Salon Centric and a Cosmoprof. So if any of my fellow stylist friends are watching this tutorial and they find foam rollers at Salon Centric or Cosmoprof, let me know. I think that they don't have them simply because you can't use them in the salon. They are not sanitizable because they're very porous. For my sectioning is, I turned myself into cousin it for a minute. As you can see, my front is still fairly long, but once I get that curl in there, it shrinks up a good bit. I will link a picture of my most recent wet set right about here. But I like a decent section, a decently small section, I guess, right here in the front to get some volume. I'm gonna hopefully I don't kill my wet set this week with working out. If anybody has any suggestions on how to keep your wet set good when you run 4 days a week without it getting all sweaty and falling flat. I mean, I wrap it, but if anybody has any suggestions, that would be cool. Any advice, I'll try anything. I will try anything. All right, so this is my tiny little front section. This is what I do last. To make 3 sections in the back. So I'm gonna turn around and try and show you guys this. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I'll try. I'm only going by feel with this, so you don't have to be perfect. So what I do is it's basically the same width as the front piece, but then I part it down in the back. And then I clip it. I mean, I guess you don't technically have to clip the pieces out of the way. It just works better for me. And then separate just in front of and just behind my ear from each other. And I section that. And I call everyone guys, so I'm sorry if I offend anybody. Where this extension is sitting might be a little awkward to get the parting right, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, where the extension's sitting, I'm gonna have to go a little bit more forward from that. These are my front two sections, which I will wrap these all at an angle, and I'll do them all on base. So there's off base, which is over direction, on base, and below base. So you can wrap it all the way like this to get a lot of volume. You can wrap it directly on, which is what I'm gonna do, which is gonna get volume, and then you can wrap it below base. So I'm gonna wrap these all at an angle, and I'll turn around and I'll show you my three sections for the back, and it's just gonna give me a lot of fullness and volume. And when I do the brush out, I'll show you guys more. But for now, all right, so then I'm gonna spray all this with some water real quick, And then I'm going to use some Sea Boost Shiny. It's heat protectant serum, so when I do put the dryer on my hair, it'll help. I haven't rolled this section yet. I always do it last, and I'll show you how I do that. But first, these silly baby hairs. This is just from being twisted up as a wrap for while I wrapped the rest of my hair, and you can see how it'll curl quite nicely just with water. This doesn't even have cream in it. It's just got the water and Olaplex and the damage remedy. But you can see how shiny it is too because of all the products that I use to keep it smooth and keep the curls from looking like hot garbage. So with this part, because I usually part my hair on this side, I roll my bangs this way so that I get that nice kind of finger wave. And I usually will only do 3 sections. And it looks like I'm only gonna need to do 3 this time also, which is perfect. I saw somebody else's tutorial where they wrap the one in the middle the opposite direction, and I tried that one day and it didn't work out so well for me. So I won't be doing that again. Okay, so now I will do a nice little spin for you. You can see my sections are all nice and wrapped. I'm going to protect my hair with, it is a curler net. I was using my snoods, but the elastic digs into my head when I have all of these on because it has to stretch around all of them, and then it just digs into my head. So this, I can stretch it around all of the rollers and make sure that it is one of my silk or nylon, soft nylon scarves on my head in order to protect it also. So before I do the dryer, I'm just going to give a shout out to Curlers87 because this was her idea. She wanted to see more wet set material, so here I am to oblige for her. Okay, so rollers are all out. I keep feeling this and thinking there's one in there, but it's just the tape from my lovely pink extension for, we're running a fundraiser at work for cancer research. So, as you can see, it looks like I'm a poodle all the way around. Super scrunched up, lots and lots of curls. So, what I do first, before I start the brush out, is I spray myself with the IGK Laid Back. It's defrizz and anti-static spray, so it'll help with the brush out. So I spray first, and then I'll start brushing out, and then I'll start adding some pomade in there, or pomade-like substance. I'll show you what I use here in a second once I finish spraying. So after I start the brush out, what I use is the Aquage Transforming Paste. So essentially it is a light paste that works like a pomade. You need very, very little of it. So I like to use a boar bristle brush. I also have this vintage hairbrush that I use for more smoothing that is all synthetic. It's all plastic. So I like to try and do things a little vintagey when I do these. But first, because of my haircut, things will naturally start to lie in the way natural U shape. The more you brush, the more the curls will come together. So that's the trick with a wet set. You can see how it's sitting right here. Well, I'm gonna bump this just a little bit. Pin here, because you want to go where the wave is going. And then I'm going to brush that down a bit. Also going to pin it here. Then I'm going to lift this up and stick a pin clip right there just so that it holds this. The rest of it should be okay with the wave. I'm going to brush this a little bit more though. So I want that curl on the ends. Just love that like wavy look on the ends. And I think I'm going to also pin that so it goes that way. And then don't know where the rest of those are, but I can stick a pin clip there. And spray everything with some hairspray. And it's going to have more of that 1920s look almost, but not really. And once the curl falls a bit more, it'll be better too. But I think I'm living for this look. So I'm gonna get dressed while the hairspray sets, and then I'll come back and show you guys this. I'm wearing my fabulous purple. Clearly they are old lady pants. And this cheetah print shirt, which, I mean, it's clearly not vintage because it's super sheer, but it's kind of got a vintage cut, and if you just style it a little bit differently, you've got this vintage look, especially with hair and makeup, which reminds me I need to put mascara on and lipstick and maybe lashes. So now that that's in there, I'm just gonna kind of brush it just a tish, but not really too much, because I don't want to mess up what I have going on here. But I also don't like my hair to feel like a crispity, crunchity mess. But that's my hair, so I'm going to finish my makeup and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I am the Retro Fairy on the Prairie, Tiff K. If you like this, please hit subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram and